Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy, and this report is going to be about your NXT superstars, some movie news from Edge. Let's see what else I can find. Some TNA India project, as well as your SmackDown report and your live event report from Madison Square Garden that happened tonight as well. And here we go. Well, the next video will be your Ring of King results from the fourth taping. Okay, after being named the worst video game of the year by official Xbox magazine, Hulk Hogan's main event has won yet another Worst of the Year award. ScrewAttack.com has awarded Hogan's Xbox 360 Connect game a SAGgy Award, the Shiati Game of the Year award. Former WWE star Elijah Burke, other known as D'Angelo Dinero from TNA, has a small role in the upcoming blockbuster Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises. The Pope will be playing a henchman of the film's main villain, Bane. And that source came from themancavedaily.com. Shawn Michaels' new ebook entitled Diary of a Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels' Journey into the WWE Hall of Fame, has officially been released through Amazon, iBooks, and Barnes & Noble. The storyline between Eve Torres and WWE United States Champion Zack Ryder is expected to continue for a few weeks at the least. And that he's being demoted as of sort because they're not getting any ratings from his little title reign. Okay, as noted yesterday when I did my video, WWE has registered to trademark WrestleFest, the name of a popular WWE arcade game. WWE is not bringing back the WrestleFest title. The only reason for the trademark filing is that WWE got wind of an outside project that was in the works for another wrestling company. WWE sent a cease and desist letter to those working on that project and filed the trademark. Commercials in the Boston, Massachusetts area are advertising John Cena versus Kane for March 5th, 2012 Raw Super Show at the TD Garden. It was also announced that CM Punk would be defending the WWE Championship. So, those two are spoilers that CM Punk will not lose his title for at least 3 months. WWE developmental wrestler Seth Rollins, who was scheduled to work this week's Raw House Show tour, instead is now on the SmackDown events tour as he faced a star on the program. Former WWE Tag Team champions Bill Demolition Axe Eadie turned 64 years old today, while Bart Gunn turned 48, Bill Goldberg turned 45, Chyna turned 41, and TNA Knockouts Rosita turned 21. Happy birthday goes to all of them, folks. Former WWE superstar Lance Storm gave some advice to WWE after watching last night's Raw Super Show, and he wrote, quote, "Advice to Raw, stop having everyone point out each other's flaws, especially legit ones. Why is everyone burying the talent and the product?" Unquote. While it didn't happen on last night's Raw Super Show, there has actually been a talk of having John Laurinaitis work a match. Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett in a Falls Count Anywhere match has been announced for this Friday's SmackDown. Well, it actually happened. And then there's an injury from that match, which will be in that report whenever I get to it. Dolph Ziggler will face CM Punk with the WWE title on the line at the first Raw of 2012 next week. due to the fact that that was the stipulation in the match that when if Punk lost in that gauntlet match. Also on next week's Raw Super Show, Brodus Clay will finally be making his debut. Well, we'll wait and see if he gets pushed back again. WWE announced the following on Facebook. Quote, "It's official. WWE Raw's record-breaking 1,000th episode will take place July 23rd, 2012 on USA Network." So, Raw is staying on USA Network, even though USA has their own network. WWE will be having their own network April 1st. RSVP for this historic night on Facebook for future updates. The pre-sale password for WWE's Extreme Rules pay-per-view event is WWE Rules. The pre-sale kicks off Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Extreme Rules takes place April 29, 2012 at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. So yet another event in Chicago. How many events are you going to have in Chicago? 6 or 7 a year? And not very many here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Signs promoting Colt Cabana, Cliff Compton, and Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcasts were confiscated by the Allstate Arena fans on Monday night by arena personnel at the Raw Super Show in Chicago. Miz suffered a nasty bruise on his shoulder during last night's Raw when R-Truth threw him into the steel steps. TNA Knockout Tara clarified earlier reports of her being backstage at last night's Raw in Chicago when she did state that she was at the arena. Well, she lives in Chicago, so it was mistakenly understood that she was at the program, and stated WWE diva Eve Torres may be stopping by her home for a visit. As she stated in her comment, there was a slumber party offer, but she was not at the venue. What happened with CM Punk after Raw went off the air? Reported by the same person who did the Raw report that I read from his report. Marv Hermanstein attended Raw's show in Chicago, Illinois, and set the following result in the dark match, which was your main event. CM Punk defeated The Miz in a steel cage to retain the WWE Championship. According to a source within WWE, former star Chris Jericho, who has been highly rumored as the January 2nd, 2012 arrival set for Raw next Monday night, will indeed be in Memphis, Tennessee from January 1st to the 3rd, but this is due to his music career, not wrestling. And although this does not confirm or deny that Jericho will be on Raw this Monday night, reports indicate that he will fly into Memphis, the site of next week's Raw, sometime on the 1st of January and leave on the 3rd, making it a definite possibility that he could appear on Raw, which is being broadcast from the FedEx Forum. Former pro wrestling star Bill Goldberg turned 45. It's another report I found. It just happened to follow on. And if you want to wish him a happy birthday, go to twitter.com/Goldberg. Goldberg teased returning to the ring at WrestleMania 27 since the show was in Atlanta. He noted that he wanted his son to see him wrestle. He was also mentioned as a WWE Hall of Fame candidate before Triple H and Shawn Michaels took some jabs at him during a radio interview. He also teased another return to the ring for a show in Manila that has yet to materialize. WWE Raw crew is running a rare Tuesday night house show event tonight. It's the annual post-Christmas house show event in New York at Madison Square Garden. The latest main event is listed as CM Punk versus Alberto Del Rio versus The Miz in a triple threat cage match for the championship. Well, didn't happen. as a triple threat because Alberto Del Rio was injured. The match was expected. It did change since Del Rio's injury, and it will likely be a singles match with Punk defending against The Miz. Mick Foley was listed as a special referee for the match at one point. He is still advertised for the show, but there's no mention of him being the special referee on the Madison Square Garden website. Well, I will give the details of that at the end of my report. And again, happy birthday, Bill Eadie, 64 years old, if you're not familiar with him. Demolition Axe. Born December 27th, 1947, wrestled notably a Demolition Axe, and another masked man called the Masked Superstar. Bart Gunn's other real name, Michael I guess it's Polchlopek Jr. Polchlopek. Close as I can pronounce it. He celebrated his 48th birthday. He was born December 27, 1963. Gunn has also competed in MMA, and his most recent WWE appearance took place back in December 10, 2007 for Raw 15th anniversary show. Wikipedia page notes that he is currently working as a master electrician in Florida. Late pro wrestler Jerry Tuitt was born on this date, 1967. He worked as The Wall in WCW and as Malice in TNA. He died December 6, 2003 in Japan while working on a tour for All Japan. The cause of his death was listed as a heart attack. There were no pro wrestling shows tonight listed or actually the rest of this week for ESPN Classic. However, AWE television show will return next Monday night at the usual 11 p.m. Central Time slot. The Wrestling Retribution Project released the first still shot from its season 1 taping. You can view the shot at Lord of War versus Chris Hyde at geekweek.com. Lord of War is better known as MVP. Okay. And Chris Hyde is better known as Chris Hero. Meanwhile, like I said, Lord of War is MVP. WWE has posted entrance videos of numerous former WWE stars, including Dusty Rhodes, Eddie Guerrero, Jimmy Snuka, Road Warriors, $1 Million Man, Trish Stratus, and Vader. Ring announcer Justin Roberts teased a possible appearance by John Laurinaitis at tonight's Raw Live event in Madison Square Garden. He tweeted an image of WWE's executive vice president of talent relations backstage at the event and asked, "What's he doing here?" Unquote. Well, CM Punk was denied entry into Madison Square Garden earlier today. And this report was by Mark Middleton. Well, what happened is WWE Champion CM Punk was denied entry into Madison Square Garden because the security guard did not believe Punk was an actual WWE star. But another guard came to step in a few minutes later and then let Punk into the building. Punk wrote on Twitter, quote, "Sell out the Horizon on Monday, refuse entry to the Garden on Tuesday. My life is awesome," unquote. Quoted again, "Some serious Larry David shit," unquote. There's your pipe bomb. Former Ring of Honor World Champion Tyler Black, who now competes under the name of Seth Rollins, competed his first WWE match at Tuesday's SmackDown in Indianapolis, Indiana. Rollins worked as a heel and lost to Skip Sheffield in a dark match. NXT taping started from the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, and here are the results, which will air tomorrow starting at noon on WWE.com. Matt Striker opened the show by telling the audience that the 100th episode of WWE NXT will air next month. Justin Gabriel is then introduced by Matt Striker. Gabriel is then interrupted by Heath Slater, setting up a match between the two. Well, Justin Gabriel defeated Heath Slater in the first match. Maxine and Derek Bateman are backstage. Bateman apologizes for last week and kisses Maxine. Maxine slaps him and walks off. Match number 2, Darren Young. Actually, no, it wasn't a match. Darren Young comes to the ring for commentary for the next match. Tyson Kidd beat Percy Watson due to Young's distracting Watson. In your main event, Derek Bateman versus defeated Johnny Curtis. Maxine was at ringside, and after the match, she slapped Curtis. She then kissed him, and she left the ring with Curtis, leaving Bateman alone in the ring. End of NXT. And here's another quick results NXT taping. Courtesy of PW Torch, they only give the winners and losers. Skip Sheffield defeated Seth Rollins, formerly known as Tyler Black, and from Ring of Honor in a dark match. Match number 1, Jessica Gabriel defeated Heath Slater. Tyson Kidd pinned Percy Watson when Darren Young interfered. Derek Bateman beat Johnny Curtis. Maxine left Bateman for Curtis to end the show. Superstars taped for Thursday from Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Full results. Yoshitatsu defeated Tyson Kidd. Darren Young beat Trent Bredda. What? No Alex Riley from the SmackDown. Well, he's on Raw. Okay, SmackDown starts off with Booker T opening the show with an in-ring promo. They thank the fans for all the support this year, but is interrupted again by Cody Rhodes. Cody insulted the fans, then turned his attention to Booker, saying that his career in the ring is over. Goldust immediately comes out without any makeup, and he's wearing a suit, and warns Cody not to insult legends. Cody begins talking down to Goldust, but Booker defends him and challenges Cody to a rematch for the Intercontinental title next week. Booker then exited the ring, and Cody attacked Goldust. Booker ran back to save Goldust. Next up was Jinder Mahal defeating Ted DiBiase with a camel clutch. Drew McIntyre interrupts a Teddy Long Oksana segment. I guess it's backstage. Drew announced that he is back on SmackDown, but Teddy says that he thinks Drew has lost his passion for wrestling. He says if he loses tonight, he may have to start looking for new work. Next up, Alicia Fox and Caitlyn defeated Natalya and Tamina. After the match, Tamina turned on Natalya, attacking her with a super kick and a superfly splash. Daniel Bryan and AJ appeared to cut a short promo. Big Show interrupts and tells Bryan that giants like him don't need to be saved. Teddy Long comes out to the ramp and announces that Big Show will face David Otunga tonight, and Mark Henry will be in his corner. He then says that maybe Big Show will need Bryan's saving after all. Next up, Hunico defeated Justin Gabriel. After that, Big Show defeated David Otunga mid-match. Daniel Bryan ran to the ring and attacked Mark Henry with his World Heavyweight Championship belt. Henry then chased Bryan to the back. Next match, Ezekiel Jackson defeated Drew McIntyre. So I guess Drew's got looking for new work, as he says. Sheamus cuts a promo in the ring about winning the upcoming Royal Rumble. Hornswoggle then comes out, and Sheamus asks him who will win the Rumble. Hornswoggle says himself. He is then interrupted by Heath Slater, who tells Sheamus that his dreams will never be realized. Sheamus tosses Slater over the top rope. Lillian Garcia announces that Slater will face Sheamus tonight. And that was up next. Sheamus beat Heath Slater. Big Show and Daniel Bryan speak with Teddy Long. Bryan says that he's become Show's good luck charm, but Show says he's tired of Bryan trying to help him. Long announced that Show will face Bryan next week for the World Heavyweight title. Randy Orton faced Wade Barrett in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The match ended when Barrett threw Orton down a flight of stairs backstage to end the show. Official Twitter feed of WWE Insider reported that Randy Orton was injured. Quote, breaking news, at Randy Orton injured at Pound SmackDown in Indianapolis tonight. And that ended their SmackDown results. And now for your Raw live event from New York, Madison Square Garden. And thanks to .NET reader Bill Dempsey. Show started right on time. Lower bowl completely sold out. Middle bowl completely empty. Scattered seats sold in the upper deck. Probably about 60 to 65% full. Crowd was loud and very into the show. And most of the talent. Miz started the show off with a promo, revealing that he would be in the main event against Punk in a steel cage for the title. Miz was getting ridiculous heat for a guy doing a cold open on a half-full arena. He then started trash-talking R-Truth, who attacked from the crowd to a face reaction. Miz took off. Truth started in with a promo, and crowd turned on him immediately with what chants. He played into them like a heel. Laurinaitis interrupted and kicked Truth out of the ring, announcing a 12-man battle royal to start the show off, with the winner getting a U.S. title shot. Okay, well, Dolph Ziggler won the battle royal to earn a title shot. Raw music played, and the B team plus Dolph Ziggler walked out to the music. Participants were Ziggler, Airboom, Primo, Epico, Ryan, Tyler Rex, Santino, Hawkins, and Alex Riley, McGillicuddy, and JTG. Can't remember the order of the elimination, but Santino was insanely over as he eliminated like 4 or 5 guys. He tossed Ziggler through the ropes at one point. Crowd was not happy when he was eliminated. The final 3 were Kofi, Ryan, I guess, it's Mason Ryan, and Ziggler, who was still on the floor. Kofi eliminated Ryan with Ziggler popping up and immediately jumping him over for the win. Match number 2, Beth Phoenix defeated Eve to retain the WWE Divas Championship. No Natty because she was at the SmackDown taping. The match was much longer than the women are usually given, and the crowd was surprisingly into it. Eve was actually pretty good. They actually did a spot that built off the top rope. Glam Slam from Survivor Series with Eve fighting out of it. One of the Bellas was a guest referee and screwed Eve out of the win. Then did a fast count for Beth. Both Bellas attacked Eve afterwards, and Kelly made a save. Match number 3, Alex Riley defeated a developmental wrestler. Probably the low point of the show. Terrible match. No idea who the enhancement guy, but he was billed from South Africa and was about Riley's size. Editor's note, I guess it was Leo Kruger from developmental based on the South African listing. But that's just a guess. Mick Foley was announced next as the special guest host. Decent pop. He did some mic work and was interrupted by Jack Swagger, who challenged Mick to a match. Mick begged off and introduced Jerry Lawler as Swagger's opponent. And I do remember seeing the tweet on that, so I guess he did have a match. Jerry Lawler defeated Jack Swagger. Lawler was a nice surprise. It was fun to see Jerry live. The match was exactly what you'd expect from their TV matches, with another 5 minutes of slow stuff in the middle. Lawler won with a fist drop. Wow. Santino Marella defeated Michael McGillicuddy. Santino came out to another crazy pop. He's inexplicably over live. He fought McGillicuddy in a pretty awful match. Although Santino rehabbing a knee injury with a power walk was great. Santino won with the Cobra. Afterwards, Dolph Ziggler pulled a Pearl Harbor job for no reason except to be awesome. Match number 6. Zack Ryder defeated Dolph Ziggler with Vicky Guerrero to retain the U.S. Championship. Vicky Guerrero delivered some mic work leading into the match. Probably, excuse me! Crowd was absolutely ate for Zack. Fun match, pretty much their pay-per-view standard. Dolph hit the zigzag for the false pin with Ryder's boot on the rope, so they restarted the match and saw Zack hit the Rough Rider for the win. Match number 7, Airboom defeated Epico and Primo to retain the tag titles. Rosa is going to make Epico and Primo faces, which would be great because they are awesome. Most of the match was them working Bourne over before the hot tag to Kofi, and Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise, and Airborne hit his Airborne finish. Bourne is great live again, and the heel team is tremendous. I hope they get a push Well, that's all they've been pushing lately for the last 2 weeks. Match number 8, John Cena defeated Kane by DQ. I've never seen anything like this match live. There wasn't a second where the crowd wasn't into dueling chants. I don't think anyone can say Cena is at the Austin Rock level. But I don't even know if that is a valid comparison anymore. He's totally his own thing, and everyone is there to see him one way or another. It's crazy. Very good match too. There was a cheap finish with Kane getting DQ'd for using a chair. He chokeslammed Cena afterwards. Then he came back for more and ate an attitude adjustment. Again, never seen anything like that. Like the reaction Cena gets. Match number 9, CM Punk defeated The Miz in the steel cage to retain the WWE Championship. After the break to set up the cage, Miz was announced. A small but noticeable portion of the crowd left after the Cena match. Punk got a good response. The match started slow and it seemed weird that there was a cage involved with no real feud. But it built nicely into the last 5 minutes and then it became the match of the night. Both guys went for the door. They went to the finish sequence with Punk kicking out of the skull-crushing finale and immediately coming up for the GTS for the win. And that ends my report for your SmackDown, NXT, and Superstars. Stay tuned for Ring King. That's your TNA India.